Hey, beautiful human. So in this video, what I want to do is give you a little bit of the behind the scenes of last week and how I made an extra $1,423 by recycling an existing asset on my Google Drive, because I posted this today, actually. The time of recording this video is the 5th of July. So this post went out in the morning when I woke up, and I've had a lot of questions on, can you show me behind the scenes? How did you make this happen? Because it's not crazy money, but it is the way that the money was made. Because inside Modern Maker, my little coaching program or container, I had a student who was just 2K away from having his first 10K month. And he showed up on the call and he was sort of like, what can I do, Jacob, to actually get that 8K? So we had a workshop that had to do with like 7-figure leadership and how we showed up. And he brought this question in the Q&A that had nothing really to do with the workshop that we had, because we always do Q&As after to ask any questions that are relevant or irrelevant to what we had taught. So what I did was I made up 10 ways he could unbundle his core offer, and then crafted 10 low ticket offers for him too, so he can get on LinkedIn or get on whatever social platform he's on and make low and high ticket offers, because the low ticket offers create pools of customers, and then customers are much easier to ascend to clients if you run more of a marketing driven business, not a sales driven business, that does sales calls and all of that stuff and outbound. And he was one of these guys, right? So he didn't have a pool of customers, and that was the reason why we created 10 low ticket offers for him too, by simply looking at what he offered and then unbundling it downwards. So for example, with me, if somebody works with me one-on-one, I might create a Loom video for them, showing them how to better their LinkedIn bio and, how to actually create a landing page out of their LinkedIn that converts better. Now that could be useful to someone else, and I could bundle that for, $100 with the review and the roasting and the assets that we used, and sell it to people on my email list to create customers. So that's just it in a nutshell. So, anyway, I won't dabble into the unbundling part. I might make another video in the future. If that's interesting, just comment below so I know. But what did we do? We packed that workshop replay after, because students were like, man, other people might benefit from this. So I just packaged the workshop replay, the Q&A, and all the notes that we made. I just used Google Meets. Other people use Zoom to record their workshops. I created a simple kit checkout page. Big fan of kits. Added a $25 price tag because I thought it was fair for other people. Hooked up Stripe, and then started writing 7 story-driven emails with a little passive PS on the bottom to promote that, right? And it was as simple as that. There was no launches, there was no wait list, there was no hustling or any of that sort of stuff. Just a really short email to my list about what I was up to, lessons, learnings from business that week, and random life events. And I called that product the 20 on the spot offers. There was actually 21 in them because I got so excited I made an extra one by mistake. And 49 people bought that and became customers that were previously not customers. And 3 of them asked to join Modern Maker and ascended themselves into clients, right? Without me even asking. All while people say in the summer it gets really quiet and you can't do any of that stuff. So creating a list of customers is planting seeds. You water the seeds, they'll eventually start to blossom. So I started asking publicly on LinkedIn today, what's in your Google Drive that you can package and sell? There's knowledge and wisdom you already have lying there. Shoot ideas and I'll let you know. So, and this is sort of the screenshot of Kit, but what I'm going to do now is give you a little bit of the behind the scenes. There's me counting my steps just for fun over there in the comments. Yeah, what I want to do is talk to you about these steps here, because some people in the comments were like, how do you package it? What do you do? This seems a little bit complicated. And It's actually much simpler. So when I say package the workshop replay, you'll see here, this was literally the workshop replay. I just grabbed the replay from the workshop itself, the link, and I put it in a Google Doc, right? Called it the 20 on the spot offers, just colored it in a little bit, put in a GIF, and then started basically transcribing all the offers I made to the person inside the workshop. And that was what I was selling, right? So they get the replay to watch, they get to see me do it on the spot. And then all of these have examples of how I was making the offers. Anyway, so that is basically what the info product was. And it could be as simple as that. I usually don't even make it look this pretty. It's like Arial, the way I'm going to give you this document over here, right? So that is what I mean by packaging the workshop, the replay, and the notes. And then I use ConvertKit to create a very, very simple checkout page that looks like this. So, and I'll show you the behind the scenes of how this is done, but it basically says exactly what you're going to get is what it says on the 10. I'll show you how to make 20 offers on the spot. It's a title. I changed the font. I made it orange, which was my sort of brand color orange. I found a random picture on like Unsplash of some water and put it there. You know, how do you make $100 in a day, or sometimes $3,000 days? You make an offer. So I wrote the copy saying, this isn't some like fancy course or anything. Inside, you're going to get how I created 20 offers live for a student, exactly how I described today in my LinkedIn post. You know, and then you can literally swipe those offers, go to your LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever social media channel you're on, make those offers and start getting clients and customers. And I'm saying what the bonuses were, right? Like, you're going to get the PDF that I showed you. You're going to get the accidental bonus offer. So technically you're getting 21. And you're going to get all the examples that are real time. And what I did is I recorded a Loom video of me actually making those offers on LinkedIn as well. And then just said this deal is going to melt later on, just like a coffee melts in Cyprus where I'm from. So literally this was the checkout page. And the way that I did it over here is, let me show you, where are we? So on ConvertKit, this is sort of the platform that I use. You can see the sales coming in or the subscribers, the graphs, all of that stuff. Now, the purpose of today is for me to show you how we created the checkout page. So I won't get into the nitty gritty, but you can see the purchases here of different other products that I have. But I just create a page here, and ConvertKit is really easy, right? Like, it already does this for you. It's like in a drag and drop format where I can add, you know, whatever it is here. The checkout page, all of this is already given to you. I added an upsell here, which again, if you want to know about upsells, I'll probably create another video in the future, because even though this is 25, about 5% of the buyers bought the upsell as well. So I was checking out $124-ish on certain occasions. Then the confirmation email, right? Thank you, blah, blah, blah. I give them the Loom video to welcome them and show them how I'm also doing the thing they're doing. And then they've got the receipt. So all of this, like you see this page, I didn't even edit. It's the classic blue, the default blue from ConvertKit. So you set this page up. You know, some people who don't even have that just literally have a Google Doc like this, and they add a Stripe link, you know, stripe.com, whatever, and get paid. Other people who want to do it more fancy, like for my other bespoke offers, like that these, I sort of take my time and I use a company called Thrivecart that has really sexy checkout pages like these, and you know, this looks a little bit better. I've got the upsell here and the order bump here, which is something different, but just to show you various examples, right, of how you can do this. Other sort of platforms that I've used in the past are ones like Gumroad for example. So let me find an offer here that I did. I don't use this one anymore, but there are products like this where this was just basically simple checkout page, right? Like that sells something in a very similar way to how I just described here with this checkout page. So the checkout page matters less. The platform that you choose matters less. Just find something that you can actually put in your sales page. And the sales page in itself, just like, I don't go fancy. I just say, here's what's inside. And then there is basically the get it now button. This is default. And that is it. So it's as simple as that. This is pre-handled. So if we go back here, I added the price tag and hooked up Stripe. So the beautiful thing about Kit is it's already interconnected with Stripe payouts. So once you get in there, you only have to configure this once, and then Stripe will sort of automatically do the payouts for you every so often, etc. You can see here the payouts that it's done for me. So on Gumroad, it's the same thing. If you just use a Stripe link, it literally goes into Stripe. If you're from a country where Stripe doesn't work, there's other services like Payoneer or Wise.com or Buy Me a Coffee or any sort of service provider you can use. Those are three just off the top of my head that do that. And then I wrote 7 story-driven emails with a passive PS. So what I'll do is I'll also drop this in the comments below so you can take a look at them in your own time. So that was the checkout page we just saw. This is the post I'm reading off of in this video. And then an email example is here. I just extracted them. So I don't do value-driven emails. I do story-driven emails at the intersection of something that happened in my life and something that happened in my business, as I showed you before. So this one was called My Daughter Puked. We puked 20 offers and you won. And I'm literally saying the other day, my daughter chugged an entire liter of milk as if she was training for the Dairy Olympics. And then she started puking. There was milk everywhere. And that's exactly what happened inside Modern Maker last week. But instead of milk, we puked out offers. So I puked out 10 high ticket offers and 10 low ticket offers during a Q&A. It's the same story that I just told you, and then just linked the offer at the end, and that was it, right? So that's sort of one email example. Another example is I put my audience on a value diet. It's what I explained right now. Like, I'm tired of all these how-to tips and tricks and viral hooks, and everybody talks about getting clients in my universe. I'm just like, I put my audience on a value diet. And it's, again, me showing you a part of my business that I choose to do. Like, I don't do how-to value-driven emails anymore. And I'm explaining why. You've got a folder called Important Stuff with your 847 Hormozy or Gary V or Dan McValue bro quotes you definitely will read someday, versus you just telling short stories, right? And I link them to a YouTube video of me explaining how I tell little stories. How many emails? Anyway, and then I, again, just at the end of this, you can tell stories and you can make offers, and here's how you make offers. And I give them the 20 on the spot offers. Then the last email, like I wrote 7 or 8 of these. I've just put 3, but the thing is the same. So this one, the gist of it is the same, sorry. But in this one, I talk a lot more business driven. So again, it is a story of something I did in my business week. I got 23 leads and made 4 figures in a day. I went a little YOLO on LinkedIn. I spun up this post in 45 seconds. So again, I'm saying this is what I did. Literally, post got 25,000 impressions. I made a joke on LinkedIn and then pitched people to join my email list or invited them is probably a better word. And I'm just sharing that in the email. But that one post, because it was funny or whatever, got 23 email subs. And these are the orders that came through, screenshots, etc. And then I'm saying that was an offer. This is how you make offers. Here's some screenshots of students inside Modern Maker using the exact same thing you're about to get. And this was a student called Victoria, who's a legend, who's like, oh, this was incredible. You should turn that into a product. And here we were. So on that side, I promoted the 7 emails that way, as you've seen, with a short email. And then my goal was to basically use LinkedIn or use Instagram or whatever the 2 platforms that I use to get people to my email list. So this one doesn't have an invite, but what I've done here is I've put 3 post examples to show you how I get people to my email list daily, which is really easy. So a picture of me and my daughter in a felly, and sort of hide her face with a little sunglasses, these sunglasses. It's an emoji. But you'll see the post. I'm talking about Google Docs again and making offers, pricking at the little hustle bros that ping you all day to book a call. And what I'm doing essentially here is at the bottom saying, P.S. If you've got any tips for a 4-month-old daughter, shoot. And you can also click visit my website to see what I built with that one arm that I'm talking about in the post. People go here, they click visit my website, and then they get to this little page here. They give me their name and their email, and then they start receiving my daily emails. So it's as simple as that. So I'm not known notoriously to be sort of the aggressive seller type, and I love it this way, and I think long term. Here's another example of a post. Was on the beach. I sort of talked about using one doc that made more than when I used to have a 4-person design agency. And at the bottom, once the post is done, join 5,200 creators who built their no-call offer. I link them back. So instead of saying click visit my website, in this one I directly added the link that is the same link as that. This one gets less reach, as you can see, because I added the link directly. But to me, I'm counting email subscribers versus how many likes the post gets. So here's another example. This one was really short. I'm making fun of people in my inbox who say, hey Jacob, I'm the co-founder of Insert Bro Company. I found your profile through some pitch slapping bollocks they're going to say, as they all do. Here's my calendar link to book a call. I say, you fucking what, mate? In an English accent, instant block. And then P.S. if you want to see how I land clients with a Google Doc, join 5,300 creators. And I just add the link directly. So it's as simple as that. I think what I did with this post, because it's edited, I initially had this for the first hour, and then I added the link. So it got a little bit more reach, and then I edited the post and added the link, because I bet, or I think LinkedIn doesn't like it when we add links directly and get them off the platform. I do very similar stuff here with my Instagram. I love Instagram. It's pretty fun. I sort of add little stories every day of day to day. And then you'll see here, for example, there we go, comment roadmap. Whatever that keyword is, if you comment roadmap, or I've got other keywords like doc or guide or whatever, it just sends you a lead magnet or something. So here's another post, I think, at the bottom of this one. Say, comment doc. People start commenting doc, and then they get a message to join my email list. It's just Instagram works differently in this case, but I also have the link here. So sometimes I might say link in bio. But at the core of it, we pretty much covered today how I found an existing asset, a workshop replay, it could be some tools, it could be anything you have. We create a simple checkout page on any platform. We added a price tag and then wrote 7 story-driven emails with a passive PS. And for the people that were asking, like, Jacob, I don't have an email yet, what can I do? You don't need an email. Before I had my email list 3 or so years ago, I would just write things like you've seen these post examples, and then on the PS, I would directly send them to the checkout page link, right, that we had. So you can still sell on the platform. If I'm on Instagram, I would then sort of sell on my stories instead. So I would get people to my list, or if I didn't have a list, I would just do carousels to give context. And then once or twice a day, I would pitch that product with a direct link on Instagram stories and get people to buy off that. So you don't necessarily need an email list, but I'm a massive advocate of email because you own the list. So you don't rely on the algorithm and so on. And, like right now I'm starting to run some ads on Instagram just for fun, $5 a day. It's probably on this post. Yeah, you can see it has more traction and it says boost again, because I want to grow my email list and stop depending on organic over time. So hopefully you learned something. I'm going to drop the summary post, the checkout page, the examples of the offers, and you can swipe away. You can have a deeper look. If you have any questions, you can drop them down in the comments section below. And I'll see you in the next video.